Joining me now is Dr. George Schofield, who is here every Monday to talk about aging gracefully, and you have definitely aged gracefully. And you have some great ideas.
I'm 173, so you can see I practice what I preach.
Yes, father time, father time. But last week you were talking about learning and continue to learn, and
right.
In continuance of that, why shouldn't we? Why should we continue to learn? I mean, I'm 50, I know it all already. I know I do, and I tell everybody I do. So why do we continue to learn after that?
Well, the problem with that is you know what you used to know, but there's a much shorter shelf life of expertise and knowledge. Just think about going to the store and you check yourself out. Did you know how to do that 15 years ago?
No.
Wouldn't have dreamed of it. So there are lots and lots of things that we knew that were true, but don't apply anymore. The shelf life is getting shorter and shorter.
Yeah, so much that changes. I mean, just look at the use of sports. Comparison is in baseball. There is so much more technology. It's all analytics. Everything's computerized. What you expect.
A funny experience with one of my granddaughters who asked me a sports question, and I offered to answer the question, and then she thought about it for a minute and said, "Papa, you don't need to do that. It's all over the internet. I can look it up." So that was a lesson for me, I'll tell you.
Right. So, I mean, so things are continuously changing. And you said faster now than ever. So, how do people stay up with that? How do they do it?
When you and I went to school, we had to memorize, basically. We read, we took tests, we wrote reports, and so on. But there are really three kinds of learning we have to be good at now. One is instrumental. Think of a hammer or a fork. Once you can use the fork, you don't have to think about it anymore. Right. Very, very important, because if we had to think about everything, it would never fly. Second is social learning. You and I have to spend enough time together to know how to be on camera and off. You need to know the people in the sports teams well enough that you can have those conversations with them that they might not have anywhere else. But the really difficult one is called transformative learning. And that's basically, I know what I believed a year ago or 2 years ago or 3 years ago. It may not be true anymore, which means I have to realize, stop and think about what I believed, whether or not it's true, what behaviors follow that. And so I'll go back to my granddaughter. That was a big lesson for me. Now I have to stop and think, okay, could she look this up on the internet? If she could, what additional value or inspiration or information can I bring to her that she doesn't need from me anymore because she can look so much up? And how do I filter that?
All right. Now, real quick, George, before you go, we just have a couple seconds. But so it's really to have transformative learning continue. You need to be out and about. You
Absolutely.
Can't be Rip Van Winkle and all of a sudden wake up and
Absolutely. And you also have to hang out with people who are willing to question what they believe and what their behaviors are also. Because if you're just hanging out with people who are on one locked track, they're not going to inspire you and you're not going to learn from them. So we need a variety of people in our lives who think differently.
Excellent. George Schofield, always a pleasure to see you every
Monday
sir. At this time. And we'll be back next Monday with more tips for aging gracefully. And we'll be back with more after this.